Call the special Board of Trustees meetings for the Village of North Hudson to order at 4:30. Roll call, please.
Trustee Head?
Here.
Leaf?
Here.
Matz?
Here.
Nelson? Absent. Pike?
Here.
President Wecken?
Here.
Trustee Zeiss?
Here.
Thank you. Okay. Item 2 is the amended class parent B / parent class B liquor license for extended premises Village Inn Saturday, 25 July 2020. Approval request. Is there a motion?
Motion to approve.
Thank you, Brian. Is there a second?
I'll second it, but I think
Thank
we need to
you,
have
Tim.
some discussion here, so let's get into
Discussion.
that.
Who wants to jump in?
I have concerns about the number of people given the guidelines for outside gatherings as presented by St. Croix County Public Health.
Well, Hudson's been approving gatherings larger than that, but I mean, it's not in a private business, I guess. So that's it's a valid concern according to the direction from the county.
And the other issue I'm seeing is if you caught the Pierce County Public Health media releases last week, there have been a lot of outbreaks related to gatherings in establishments like that. So it's just a concern I have given the expected number of people.
I think my concern too is not only expected number of people, but unexpected number of peoples and our police force, to be honest, that may have to respond to a large gathering like that.
Okay. Anybody else?
No, I just seen the chief's email. I didn't read it fully all the way through it, but so it's a recommendation from St. Croix County as far as being the 50 people, right? I mean,
it's not a mandate; it's a guideline.
It's a guideline. Okay.
And is that outside and inside, or is that? I mean, that's where I get confused on this stuff. I mean,
yeah, I think I know the outside gatherings I know is limited to 50. Inside is a different number that I could probably Google at this minute. Hold on.
well, no, he's pretty much got his place cut in half, so they don't bring as many people into the store and stuff. So they've been doing pretty good there as far as distancing, and I've had lunch there numerous times, and I mean, most of the people pay pretty good attention. Not at the bar so much, but most of them all know each other and have been around each other enough there.
To answer that question, the indoor recommendation is 10 people. The outdoor is 50. Kathy, you were correct on that.
Oh, is that Chief? My headphones were a little.
Oh, sorry about that. I was just referencing the question. Indoor for the county recommendations is 10 people for an event and 50 for an outdoor.
What is his plan for social distancing for 50 to 100 people or potentially more than that? Has he given any guidelines or implementations that he has in mind for this?
It's not detailed out in the request that I saw come through.
I didn't see anything either. Like what assurances, what plans are in place to accommodate a large group.
I didn't get any more information than what you guys have got.
Okay.
I did reach out to him today to see if he wanted to be present at the meeting for questions, if you guys had any.
Yep.
He just asked if we had any questions to call him, but that's kind of hard to do on.
Right, on a Zoom.
Right.
Okay.
Right. But, I don't, we've been watching on every news channel and or whatever that the recommendations 50, 10 or whatever they're just not being done, except in certain. They're vilifying certain businesses and stuff. So I'm not. I believe that everybody's an adult, and if you're nervous about it, wear your mask, keep your distance, and go from there.
So, Kathy, you said that there's a spike in what county?
Oh, you're on mute, Kathy.
You're on mute.
Sorry. We're seeing increased cases within St. Croix County, but what I mentioned before was Pierce in terms of 4 establishments needing to close downtown because they've had outbreaks from either employees being sick or customers that were there that they voluntarily closed after they found out they were positive.
Oh, we've had 2 in town here, and they shut down. They sanitized it and they opened back up.
So these numbers aren't due to increased testing capability. These are actual outbreaks.
There are people that have been confirmed after being there. I mean, you could read the release that Pierce County put out, or talk to their public health. I mean, I'm not their public health officer, obviously, but anyway, it was just a recent activity, and that was what Chief mentioned in his information that he sent us to.
Well, and how about the county, St. Croix County, can you question them on, if we can get the reports for individual, municipalities or whatever, if they're keeping track of all these places, we should know where the people are coming from and where they're having issues. I haven't heard that in St. Croix County.
If you go to the dashboard on St. Croix County's site, you can look at the map. I haven't zoomed in on it to see, but if you look at our county, they have the number of cases by sort of geography within the county. If you can decipher where North Hudson is on there. But anyway, there's a fair number of, I am on the Health and Human Services Committee. I can't in good conscience vote in favor of this. So I'm just speaking my mind.
No, that's okay. Any other discussion? Hearing none, we'll have a vote. And Kathy just said no, so you can start us out.
So no.
Okay, Laurie?
No.
Tim?
Yes.
Bill?
I think I'm going to say yes.
Okay, Brian Pike?
Yes.
And I will also vote yes. I believe that they will take proper precautions, and when Leah's understand the concern of the board, that he's a very good businessman, and he will make sure that the people try to do what they're recommended to do. Okay, next item on the agenda: purchase of additional DS-200 election equipment from ES&S. Approval requested.
Stan, I motion to purchase an additional DS-200 from ES&S in an amount not to exceed $6,205 to aid in processing the large increase of absentee ballots due to COVID-19 and submit expense to the Routes to Recovery grant for reimbursement.
Thank you, Brett. Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you. Any further discussion?
Are we doing very much to the Routes to Recovery grant thing? Is this like a first thing that we're doing, Melissa?
There's a couple items that we have. Some work from home costs for one employee. That one's a little more specific, so it's harder to get a lot of costs through that. But it was discovered that we could use additional equipment for the election and put it through that for reimbursement, which is awesome because you can see the amount of absentee ballot numbers has increased dramatically. Clogs up the one machine, but there are some items because we have, I think, about 62,000 available in the Routes to Recovery. We submit the requests 3 times throughout the remainder of the year. for reimbursement. So we don't have that money up front. We just submit for reimbursement and draw it down from there. So there's another grant, the CARES Act, that is more with elections, but that one we got that, but that's only $2,900, and I'm already over that amount. So that one will definitely take full advantage of. Whatever doesn't fit in the CARES grant and can go through the routes, we'll transfer over to there. So we'll try and take advantage of it as much as we can. So there are some items, yes.
Okay,
Whether
thanks.
we'll reach the 62, probably not.
Well, would our mailing costs increase because of more absentee ballots or not?
Oh gosh,
Oh, good.
yes.
I would think so.
Well,
We are way over budget with postage. I mean, it's just unreal. So
Are
a lot
they-
of that will go into that CARES grant.
Oh, okay.
I don't think it'll fit. I don't think it's eligible under the routes to recovery. But some of the plexiglass we installed, Public Works time for purchasing it, installing it, that can go over to the routes to recovery. So there are some items that can go to routes, but the postage will fall under the other grant that we'll get reimbursed for. Yep.
and after Mary and I worked the last two elections, and being spring and primary, the voter turnout was very, very good, and but this fall obviously is going to be much larger, and this will really, really help because the time it takes to running the voters that are coming in, and then we're trying to run the poll workers are trying to run the absentees in. So this is an outstanding opportunity to get a tool that we'll definitely use.
Yes. Yeah.
Any further discussion? Hearing none. Spending. I'm just going to go with my screen the way I can see it. Kathy,
Yes.
Lori,
Yes.
Tim,
Yes.
Phil,
Yes.
Brian,
Yes.
and I vote yes. Okay. Next item, just a quick update from Kathy on the county board.
Yep. Sorry, I was tardy for didn't even make it to the last meeting. Sorry. Usually I can show up a little tardy, but we went about 2.5, almost 3 hours.
Ooh.
So it was a little bit long. But there was one piece that I really wanted to bring forward, and I know Melissa just received information on it today. We, as a board, passed through with funding for the St. Croix County COVID-19 Small Business Loan Program. It's a new small business loan application that's available online. It's in partnership with the West Central Wisconsin Regional Planning Commission and St. Croix County Economic Development. There's in the information that Melissa will be sending out, there's a link. But if you go if anybody's watching this meeting and has a small business in St. Croix County and you've experienced financial pressures due to COVID, which would be a large number of the businesses in this county, it is intended to help these businesses recoup some unexpected financial losses that they've experienced. So there's if you go to the St. Croix County website, where you click on COVID, in the sidebar there, it says small business loan program. But the initial pieces of the program, I can just give you a few of the highlights because I'm scrolling to the page right now. Applications are due by the end of the day, Thursday, September 10th, 2020. And then on the website, it tells you where to send the application. But the terms of the program: individual loan amounts $5,000 to $10,000, 0 interest rate, 3 to 5 year term, determined on a case-by-case basis, no payments for 1 year, no prepayment penalties. So it really is intended to help small businesses that are in St. Croix County. They have to have a physical location in the county, adversely affected by COVID, and the property owner must be current on property taxes and special assessments. So it's really meant for rent, mortgage, commercial utilities, purchase orders placed prior to June 15th, payroll expenses, or modifications that the business may have had to make due to COVID. So it's really meant to help our businesses out, which we really need to do. So anyway, that was the big news that I was going to try to get here to do last week, and I couldn't do it. Hello?
Stan's on mute.
Dan, you're on mute.
Got it. Sorry about that. Babbling. But no, I mean, I'm glad to hear that the county is doing something to help the small businesses, because there's a lot of them that are really still struggling. So we thank you for doing that.
And any other, that was really the big deal, other than, of course, COVID, and we get updates on that every month. But I would encourage you to check out the dashboard. It's updated every day around 2 o'clock in the afternoon, 2 or 3, to see how things are going. Really, that's this business loan program is the big deal from that meeting, other than, the usual stuff. So that's where we're at.
Okie dokie. And since there's nothing else on our agenda, I will declare the meeting adjourned at 4:46. Thank you, everyone, and I hope you have a blessed evening.